Therefore, when they bring a person to the judgment, before him is Baruch Shema, blessed be his name. Without limit. You need an incredible accounting process with almost without limit. I'll call haprote protim to delve into all of the minute details. Shall call Masaf of every action, with Diburav and his speech, Machshavoisav and all his thoughts. Everything has to be digested. We call prote hanagoisov, and all the details of his practices, beoifnei nitziyosam, and what's their what are they founded upon? What are they leaning? What's how sometimes people say, some people eat to live and some people live to eat, right? Now they could be the same person. They're sitting in the restaurant and both are enjoying their food, right? But one person has his main drive is to eat and in order to do what he has to do, and the other person is there to enjoy, indulge, right? So exactly. So you could have the same people, but the point is we have to figure out what exactly is his primary drive. V'zeh shomer HaKosov, and it brings up another pasuk. Asher also lakimas ha'odam yosher, because Hashem made the Adam, the human being, yosher, straight, right? V'hema, but they, the people, plural, bechetom, through their sins, bikshu cheshbonos rabim, asked for many cheshbonos, many accountings, right? So we created this complex. We complicated the system. Okay, v'ayin Zoyer, and if you look at Zoyer in Parshas Emor, hu mevor shamal pidvrein, you'll find exactly what we're saying. Okay. V'nimshach ha'inyan. Now, this phenomenon, this status of the world of mixture, this world of mixture of gray, this world of gray, nimshach ha'inyan came. This continued ad eis matan Torah, until the time of giving of Torah. She'oz poska oiso azuma mitoichem, because then departed this particular zuma from within them, right? This poska zumosim says Chazal, right? The zuma departed from them, right? This is Gemara in Shabbos says this, well, right? So comes matan Torah, they reached such a high level, they reached the level of Adam before the sin. Okay, that was Matan Torah, right? Especially they died for a second, right? They died for a second, and so they reached the level of Adam before sin. However, therefore, achar kach, afterwards, bechet ha'egel, after they did the sin of the egel, the golden calf, Omer Rabbi Seinu Zal, again, what does the Gemara says? Shabos Sotan came Sotan v'irbev, and he confused them. He mixed them up. He confused them. Again, why did they particularly use this idea of v'irbev? Hainu, again, shabomi bachutz. First, he had to come. The Sotan came. He came from the outside, right? It wasn't the Yetzer Hara that came. It was the Sotan that came from the outside. Exactly in the same way that it had to approach the first man. Because from within he could not come. In his garish, he was expelled. Right? The Satan is no longer inside of them. Therefore, he had to come and confuse them from the outside. While but through the sin of the egel, that zuma returned. And again was mixed into them. Okay, again, there's a pasuk that says, the pasuk is v'hema k'odam, they were like Odom of Rubris, they transgressed the covenant. Okay, so we see this parallel. What happened on an individual level of Odom Arishon happened on a national level by Klal Yisrael, with Matan Torah they corrected it on a national level, and then after Matan Torah they messed it up again. Although it's pretty clear that they did not mess it up to the same degree with the Chet Egel as Odom Arishon did, because that's why I think the Gemara says that's why by non-Jews they didn't have that moment of correction by Matan Torah that Jews had. So by non-Jews, that level was never, they didn't jump out of it and then come back into that they kind of remained in that gray territory. So that's why this, so there's a distinction between them. Okay? V'zeh shomar hu yizborach, and this is what Hashem said L'Adam Arishon, to the first man, Ki b'yoyim acholucha mimenu, from the day that you will eat this fruit, right? What does he tell him? Mois Thomas, you will surely die. Okay? So now he's going to explain a beautiful thing, which again, this became really into the fundamentals of Judaism, these ideas that were really fundamentals of Judaism. What does it mean that Hashem told Adam Arishon, he said, listen, if you don't eat from this Eitz Hadas, because on the day that you will eat from this Eitz Hadas, you will die. So what is he trying to do? It's intimidation, it's scare tactics, right? What is he trying to do? He says, no. This is not a matter of cursing or punishing. Okay? From the mouth of Hashem does not come out evil or bad. Right? So what is he trying to tell him? This is the explanation. For through your own eating of this tree, of this fruit, the evil will be mixed into you, of this evil. The negativity of the ra will be mixed into you. You will have no other way of fixing yourself. Without separating it from you. How else would you get this thing out of you? Right? There's no way to make this separation anymore. It's part and parcel of you. Right? There's no other way to fix this, to separate it from you, in order for you to fully get the reward that you deserve in the end. Only through death, and through decomposition inside the kever, right? So the idea of death of Eitz Hadas is not like some punishment. Oh, you've been a bad boy, we're going to punish you like this. No, it's a direct consequence, and the consequence is not necessarily for bad. It's for his own good. Hashem put Adam here for which purpose? To uplift himself to even a higher perfection in order to be able to connect even closer to God. He messed up. Now what? Now you brought the evil into you. I need to clean. I need to separate this. How do I separate? It's part and parcel of every morsel, every cell, every spiritual part of your being. How do I do it? So I have to. The body needs to go into the ground, has to decompose, and then restructured by Tchias HaMeisim from scratch. And then you can really get the reward that's awaiting you in Olam Haba. Okay? So that's the idea of death. It's not a punishment, but it's a tikkun. It's actually a positive restitution. V'zeu gam kein ha'inyan, and this is also the matter. Mashe Omer hu yizborach achar kach, that Hashem said afterwards. Right? What was afterwards? If you remember, the pasuk says that now Hashem says, now that the human being is like one of us, right? And I'm afraid, and now, pan yishlach yodo, maybe he will send forth his hand, v'lokach gam be'etz HaChaim, maybe he'll also eat from the tree of life. V'ochel, he will eat, v'chai lo olam, and he will live forever. Right? So therefore, and he says, and kicks him out of Gan Eden, right? And that's the second step. So the first step, he ate from Eitz Hadas, and he tells him, okay, the land is cursed, and this is bad, and you're going to have to work for your land, and sweat of your brow, and all of those things. And then afterwards, he comes back and says, but wait, he can eat from the Eitz HaChaim and live forever? No, gotta get him out of here. Okay? Now, what's the problem? So let him eat from the Eitz HaChaim and live forever. What's the big deal? Isn't that so? So what's the big deal? But right? Isn't that God desires to benefit, to do good for his creations? So he has a chance to live forever. So give him that chance. Why are you preventing him from having that chance? Right? What does he care if he should live forever? Okay. Amnam, however, you know where we are?
However,
mine is a little, my print is a little more. Before that, here, Amnam, right? Amnam, however, Rotzeloimer, he wants to say, he means to say, Shekasher Yochel Me'etz HaChaim, because if he does eat from the Eitz HaChaim, from the tree of life, V'chai Lo'olam actually does live forever, Yeshar Chas V'Sholom B'Tikun, he will remain then without correction, without improvement. Shelo Yispari D'Haram Imenu Ad Lo'olam, then the evil will not leave him forever, because now again he's one with this evil that he ingested. So he can't live forever for his own benefit. I have to prevent him from doing this. And he will see, and he will not be able to be zoicha to see the light and the goodness ever. Therefore, for his own benefit, he had to kick him out from Gan Eden. He had to expel him from Gan Eden, so that in order that he should be able to reach a complete restitution. When evil departs from him, through death, and through decomposition in the grave. V'zeu inyan, and this is the idea. Hadalat shemeisu be'etyu shel nachash. Gemara says that there were 4 people that died be'etyu shel nachash, through the kick of the nachash. Right? What does that mean? They died through the kick of the nachash. So Rashi over there says that they themselves did not deserve death, but they only died because there was already a decree of death that was decreed on the human race, right? So they were part of the, they were part of the general, so to speak. But on their own they were free of sin, and they really didn't have to die. Even though these people had no sin whatsoever. Im kol zeh, still in all, hutzruchu lemisa, they still require death. Machmas hatarove sarishon shel hara, from that initial mixture of evil. Al yedei chet odom harishon, from mi'atzas hanachash, from the advice of the nachash, right? So that's what it means. They died from the kick of the nachash. They died from this influence of the nachash that was able to convince the Adam to ingest this evil and to mix it all up. So they also needed, even though they themselves really actively, they didn't sin, but the potential for sin is still part and parcel, and they still have to go through the whole misa process and the whole decomposition process. And this state of grayness will have to remain until the end of days, until the pasuk says bila hamoves lanetzach, he will swallow up death forever. V'gam oid Israel, and then there will be even greater Israel, even greater reward. She is bayer oz haram in oilam mitziyusa, because by then evil will completely be eradicated from the world, from total existence. Right? It will cease to exist completely. Kamashi Kosov, as the pasuk says in Zechariah, Vesruach hatuma avir min haaretz, and the spirit of tuma I will remove from the land. Okay, so that's that. We'll stop here. Let's just recap this massive Haggadah, right? So he's saying like this. He's saying that in the initial stage of creation, Adam was pure, completely pure. He did have freedom of choice, total, complete freedom of choice to do absolutely evil or absolute good, but it was a choice that was rational. It was almost like cold-hearted, and the only pitui, the only enticement that he had came from the nachash, who was external to him. It was a salesman, and he fell for the pitch, right? He fell for the pitch, and he brought the evil into him. He ingested this eitz hadas, das means mixture. He ingested it into himself. And once he ingested it into himself, because he is the microcosm of the whole creation, so he ingested it into the entire creation, and as such, the whole world now became gray. Nothing is black and white. Everything has elements of good and elements of good. The worst evil has elements of good. The best good has elements of evil. And so when judgment comes, there's a whole discussion is exactly where he's holding, right? And this is not only till the end of days, really on every Rosh Hashanah. All right, every Rosh Hashanah. Why this is such a big deal for us, this Yom Adin, this day of judgment, because our ma'asim are really grey be'etzem. So really, the judgment can go. You could really, depends how you frame it, how you say it, how you So midas chesed could really turn our gray deeds more to to the side of white. And midas adin can turn it more to the side of black. It all depends,
on the reading.
right, on how zoicha we are. So that's why Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, these are big days in our calendar, right? So this is the state, and then he explains as a result. So as a result, this is the idea of death as not a punishment. The idea of death is the ultimate restitution, the ultimate separator between the good and evil elements, and that's the only way to fully get out of this grayness, is to experience this misa and decomposition, and that and that's why he was prevented. The Adam Rishon was prevented from eating the Eitz HaChaim, from this living tree that will give him eternal life, because that would be not to his benefit. That would not be to his advantage. To his advantage is better to actually die and go through that process of separation in order to come back on a much higher level. And this will continue until the end of days, when all of evil will be completely eradicated, not only from within, but even from without. There will be just the evil will completely cease to exist. Okay.